Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Papoose and Remy hates each other. What's strange is that at one point they professed to love one another. So what went wrong? I don't know what went wrong, fam. All I know is I see two people who are hurt on social media telling all of their business. Papoose claims that Remy cheated on him. Remy claims that Papoose didn't pay the bills or whatever. But in any event, they're at each other's throat. Now, here's the deal, fam. This, going on social media, speaking any part of your business can be tricky. On one end, it can be therapeutic because it allows you to reclaim your voice, right? It helps you to set the record straight and, before those false narratives get out there, right? It helps you to get ahead of the false narrative. When you're in your feelings, that is the absolute worst time to post on social media. And it doesn't have to be about a breakup. It could be anything. What you do not want to do, and I know this is hard sometimes for us, especially those of us who are on social media all the time. It's hard to not, when you feel it, you just jump on social media and start going off. Bad idea, family. Bad idea. I think it's important to, when you have something on your mind, make sure before you put it out there, you're calculated in how you put it out there. Because once it's out there, screenshots live forever. Your digital behavior lives forever. Once it goes out there, it's out there forever. And what you don't want to have is a bunch of regrets. What you don't want to have is something to come back and bite you, something that you initiated to cause you harm. That's what you don't want to do. Before you jump out there on social media, you got to partner with anybody. Think about what you're going to say and how it's going to affect you down the line and how it's going to affect others also. And say to yourself, is this what I really want? Because the way I operate, your actions should be consistent with the outcome that you want. Whatever outcome you want, your actions should be consistent with that. For example, if you want the outcome to be you're going to jump on social media and say something about somebody and that's going to shut them down, and they're not going to come back and expose anything personal about you, then I would advise you to not take that risk at all. Because once you jump out there and say something about somebody, especially personal, now you open yourself up for them to reveal what they know about you personally. And relationships, man, when you lie next to a person, that person know all your business. They know your sleeping habits. They know your spending habits. They know your communication habits. They know your work habits. They know everything about you. They know all the good and all the bad. That is the absolute worst person that you would like to have as an enemy. Somebody that you have been intimate with. I'm talking about it, especially in a relationship with, especially in a long-term relationship with. They know everything about you. Now, if you want to take that risk, you don't mind taking the risk, go ahead, take the risk. I wouldn't advise it. This is why people say it takes two to tango. Whatever that person was to you, whatever you hate about them, remember, you chose them. And whatever happened in your relationship, it was not all bad. You don't go through 10 years of a relationship and it all be bad. But that's all we tend to focus on when the relationship dissolves. All we can think about is Oh, he hurt me. She hurt me. That was really bad. Now, we all do some messed up stuff in relationships, right? But everybody thinks their pain is worse than the next person's pain. Even if public opinion says, man, that was really, really, really bad, what he did to her. But what she did to him, in his mind, was really, really, really bad, even though it may not be really, really, really bad to her or to the general public, to him. And that's what counts. So we got to get over ourselves. We got to learn to take our bitter with our sweets in these relationships, especially when you have kids involved. I know so many people who talk about their kids. They love to brag on their kids, how much they love their kids. And then when things go bad, they're on social media attacking their child's parent, the other parent. They're attacking them, calling them names, trying to call themselves, exposing them, and all of this type of stuff. Well, you're embarrassing your children too, because your children got to go to school and your children are being called names. Your children are being bullied now because of your actions. So do you really love your child, or do you really just love yourself? And you just want what you want. You don't give a damn about how the kids feel about it because you're hurting. Your feelings were hurt. We got to get over ourselves, fam. We got to stop looking like adults and start behaving like adults. We got to learn to take our bitter with our sweet. Every relationship I've ever been in, that's been good and that's been bad. So I'm just one of the type of dude that know how to take my bitter with my sweet. And every relationship I've been in, guess what? The good outweighed the bad. Just like when you're on social media, anybody that's got a channel out there, everybody has a YouTube channel, right? Everybody has an Instagram account. If you post on social media, right? Most time on your post, the people that come on your account, they're going to affirm, whatever your viewpoints are, right? They're going to ride with you, right? And you'll appreciate that. And you might respond to their messages or their DMs. You might respond to their comments. And you appreciate it. But the person who says something slick, who trolls you, that's the one you can't stop thinking about. And that's how we are in relationships. We appreciate all of the good times, but boy, we just can't stop thinking about the bad times or the bad thing that person did. We can't get over it, but we got to get over it for our own sanity, and we got to get over it for the next person that we enter into a relationship with. We got to do it for that. I don't think it's a good idea to take old baggage into a new relationship. I think it's a good idea to take your experience in there so that you can learn and get better. Capitalize on the things that you did well in the previous relationship and fix the things that you did bad or toss them all the way out. Sharing breakup details on social media is a horrible, horrible idea. Number one, once it goes public, you lose control. You might call yourself trying to be nice, fair and impartial to your ex, but it could still backfire, because what looks like venting today might look messy and immature tomorrow, because it invites unwanted opinions, drama, and even worse, a response from your ex, and it ain't gonna be pretty. See, some things deserve peace, privacy, and time, not performances for followers who could care less, want to be entertained, and ain't got a dog in the fight. But what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.